Hi, folks. It's me again, Elgin Subway Surfer Bowling, your creative caricature marketing consultant, and I'm coming at you today with part 4 of The Customer is Always Wrong. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever had a client who is constantly self-guessing you, who is constantly wanting to put in input, who's just constantly fighting you and questioning you at every turn of your project? Now, if you are a professional artist, if you've been a professional artist for more than 5 minutes, the answer to all or any of those questions is probably yes. And it's really, really frustrating. Really frustrating. I've spent years wondering, why is it that in the profession of art, the people who hire us, who say they like our work, don't treat us as professionals. I mean, I've gone to doctors who've gone to medical school, and these people are quacks. There are lawyers out there who are crooks, who are charlatans. There are pharmacists out there who are nothing more than paid drug dealers, really. But it doesn't really reflect on their profession. There's a certain amount of respect that goes with being a doctor, being a lawyer, being a pharmacist. But somehow, some way, when you're an artist, for the most part, you're treated by your clients and other people like you're a kid almost. And I have a theory for that, and here's what it is. It's this. Most people, on an unconscious level, when they think of artist, think about this. I was in church one Sunday. Pastor was getting ready to give the sermon, and there were some children sitting in front of me. They were making all kinds of noise and everything. And so the parent did something that I've seen parents do hundreds of times in church, but this time it had an effect on me. The parent reached into her bag, pulled out some coloring books and a few sheets of paper and pens, and the children got down on their knees and started coloring and drawing. And it made everybody happy because now the children were occupied and they weren't disrupting the service, and we all could hear the sermon. I couldn't concentrate really on the sermon because a part of me was just so angry, and I thought about this. I said, you know what? The reason why, on some level, hold on one moment. Hi, hon, I'll call you right back, okay? Right back. Thanks. Sorry about that. It's the wife. Anyway, the reason why people don't respect artists is because on some level, unconsciously, we associate art with this. We associate art with children. We give children crayons and coloring books to keep them quiet, to shut them up. Art is something that our kids bring home to us after school, that we put on our refrigerators. We kind of associate art in some ways, non-artists, with an activity that's associated with children, preschool, youngsters, I feel. And so, as a result, when we find an adult who's actually doing art for a living, we kind of think of it as their hobby, or as something they're really not serious about, or something that they just feel so glad about that they'll do it for free. You know, we go into that mode, I think, unconsciously. Not artists, I keep saying we, but non-artists. They go into that mode unconsciously, and it makes for a very difficult customer to deal with. Now, here's how you deal with that. First, when you're discussing money, when you're discussing the project itself, be as professional as possible, because for the most part, the customer can't help but have that mindset. Society has trained that mindset into the customer. You have to break that. I suggest that you do a couple of things. Number one, when you show up to meetings, that you show up professionally. I'm not saying that you have to wear a three-piece Armani suit, but for God's sake, don't show up in your jeans, your t-shirt, your sneakers, and a baseball cap. Present yourself like a professional, realizing that this might not be you in real life, but what you're trying to do is you're trying to present to your client that you are a professional person that needs to be taken seriously. Also, in every interaction with your customer, whether it's on the phone or whether it's in person, you want to make sure that you get across to them that the project is serious, and you want to lay it out in concise terms, sequences, even the payment schedule. This is very important because what you want the client to realize is that the thing that you're giving them is a product. It's not just a picture that they're going to hang on their refrigerator. This is something that's going to benefit their business if you're doing it for that, or this is something they're going to be proud to hang on their wall. If you give them the impression that this is a fun thing, I guarantee you, been there, done that, they will take advantage of you. Okay? And this is something that you don't want done. So if you want to avoid having a difficult customer, break that perception of them feeling that your art is this. Okay? So, hey, that's all for this broadcast. If you have comments or if you agree, disagree, I'd love to hear from you. Make sure you comment below in the comments field. This is Elgin, Subway Surfer Bowling, your creative caricature marketing consultant. That's it for this segment.